Have a water leak? Worried about mold? Here is what to do and what not to do before professional help arrives. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Stick around for some important restoration tips. Hi, I'm Liron Hickey. I serve as the Director of Marketing and Client Relations here at ServePro Sorrento Valley, and I'm also a certified water damage technician. Today, I want to talk about water damage and some steps you can take before professional restoration companies arrive to ensure you stay safe and prevent further damages. Professional restoration companies well know it's the water you don't see that causes the most damages and potential for mold growth in a loss situation. Before we list the action that should or shouldn't be taken in the event of water loss, it's important to note the different type of water losses. Professionals refers to these as categories, as each presents different hazards and challenges for both the general public and the professionals alike. Restoration professionals separate different categories of water losses into clean, gray, and black water events. Clean water losses. Clean water losses are those in which the water source provide unsoiled, uncontaminated, or drinkable water. These includes the water supply lines to sink and tub faucets, toilets, for example, the water that goes into the tank, not the bowl, hot water heaters, appliances, and outdoor spigots. The best way to envision clean water is to think of the water source that is delivered to the property before it is used. Gray water losses. Gray water losses are those in which the water source has been used in some capacity or has passed through materials which leave soils and/or debris within the water. Gray water losses include sink and tub drain leaks, washing machines overflows, hot water tank failures, storm water that has passed through roofing or other building materials, and basement leaks, in which rain water has passed through the ground and foundation walls or floors. It's hard to gauge the danger level of gray water losses because in some cases, it's impossible to know just what soils are contained in the water. For example, rainwater, intrusions that include pesticides from garden soil. Black water losses. Black water losses are the most dangerous and troublesome types of water losses, as these includes water sources that contains a high level of impurities. Example of black water losses include floor drain backups, toilet bowl overflows, and leaks at the wax drain, aquarium failures, and actual flood water. The most common of these are floor drain backups, which can consist of mixture of runoff and sewage water that can contain virus and bacteria. Never attempt to mitigate a black water event on your own. However, the following tips can help limit safety hazard and overall damage the event of most clean and gray water losses. Now we're gonna go over the do's. Stop the water source if it can be safely determined and accomplished. It might be necessary to call a qualified party, for example a plumber, to stop the water source and make any necessary repairs. In the event of a pipe burst or break, shut off the main supplies to the pipe to prevent freezing and potential burst in outdoor faucets. Shut off water supplies to outdoor spigots. This should be done in late fall or early winter before the first freeze occurs. By shutting off the water supplies to outdoor spigots in the interior of your home or office, bleeding out any standing water by leaving the outdoor spigot open until water stops draining, and then shutting off the spigots for the winter. You will go a long way towards stopping the largest source of frozen and burst pipes. Turn off circuit breakers for wet areas of the building when access to the power distribution panel is safe from electrical shock. Remove as much excess water as possible by mopping and blotting. Wipe excess water from wood furniture after removing lamps and tabletop items. Remove and prop up wet upholstery cushions for even drying. Place aluminum foil or wood blocks between furniture legs and wet carpeting to limit the potential for transfer stains from metal furniture feet. Remove to a safe, dry place any paintings, art objects, computers, documents, and other materials that are valuable or sensitive to moisture. Use wooden clothespins to keep furniture skirting off damp floors. Hang draperies with coated hangers to avoid contact with wet carpeting or floors. Hang furs and leather goods to dry separately at room temperature. While not as powerful as the air movers employed by professional restoration companies, household fans can be used in most clean and gray water losses to begin drying structural items and contents. While not as powerful as the air movers employed by professional restoration companies, household fans can be used in most clean and gray water losses to begin drying structural items and contents, as the airflow they provide will delay the ability for mold spores to begin growing. However, never use household fans when their electrical cords might come in contact with water in black water losses or in any instant in which evidence of mold growth can be seen. Now we're going to go over the don'ts. Don't ever attempt to deal with black water loss on your own. Don't attempt to thaw a frozen pipe on your own. Call a qualified plumber to properly thaw and/or replace the section of frozen pipe. Don't enter rooms with standing water where electrical shock hazards might exist. Don't enter affected area if electrical outlets, switches, circuit breakers, or electrical equipment are exposed to water. Always avoid electrical shock hazards. Don't leave books, newspapers, magazines, or other colored item on wet carpets or floors to cause staining from ink transfers. Don't leave oriental rags or other colored rags on wet wall-to-wall carpets to cause staining from dye transfers. Don't use your household vacuum cleaner to remove water, possibly causing electrical shock or damage to you or the vacuum cleaner. Don't use TVs or other appliances while standing on wet carpets or floors, especially not on wet concrete floors. Don't turn on ceiling fixtures if ceiling is wet or enter rooms where ceilings are sagging from retained water. Following these tips will keep owners, tenant, families, and co-workers safe and minimize the water damage until professionals arrive to perform the mitigation services. Remember, the purpose and the goal of every professional restoration company you use should be getting you back to pre-loss condition while practicing safety, proper procedures, and doing it as quickly as possible.